EduGuide, perfect platform to nurture young minds.
Hi everyone, this is Decimal from grade 8 and I hope you have brushed up your knowledge you gained in grade 6 and 7 with the previous video of mine, and if you haven't done it yet, you can click down the link and watch it. Okay, let's move into our classroom without taking and wasting your time. Okay, we have a sum. Okay, 3.221 into 10. So what we are learning today is multiplication of decimals. We have a number here that is a decimal and we are multiplying it by 10. Okay, so when we multiply decimals with the powers of 10, tens are 10 to the power 1 is 1, 10 to the power 2 is 100, 3 is 1000, like that. When we multiply a decimal number with powers of 10, it is made very easy for us. Let's learn it. So we do it in the normal ways and we'll say you have to multiply this number by 0 first. So you will say 0 times 1 is 0. So whatever the number you multiply by 0, it becomes 0. So we get 4 zeros here, and then you multiply this whole number by 1 and you put it in the next row. So it will be 1, 2, 2 and 3. So now you add up these two rows. You add up this row with this and it will be 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 0. So now you place the decimal value as it is. So this is the long process of multiplication. And I am sure you will be happy that you have a shortcut to do this. Okay, you have an easy method to do this to multiply this decimal number by powers of 10. Let's learn it. Now the sum we did before has a decimal and we are multiplying it by 10. Now you notice that this 10 has only 1 0. So you move this decimal point only one place after it. Okay, you move this decimal point backwards, only one number, because this power of 10 has only 1 0. You move it only by one number backward. Okay, now you have 32.21. Okay, we'll ponder on this example. Okay, see, in the long multiplication also we got the same answer. Okay, but this is pretty cool and easy method, so we'll stick on to this. Now we have the same number and you notice that it has only 1 0, so the decimal point shifted only one place backward. Now we have 3.221 into 100. Okay, this 100 is a power of 10 and it has 2 zeros in it. So what will happen to the decimal point? Yes, you are correct. It will shift 2 places backward. Okay, see, it's shifting 2 places backward because it has 2 zeros in 100. So the answer will be 322.1. Now we have another example. See, all these numbers, okay, this decimal is the same value and we multiply it by powers of 10 and only the decimal place is shifting. So I'm pretty sure you can guess the answer for this. It has 3 zeros, so the decimal place goes 3 places backward. So it will be 3221. Now, oh no, a robot has landed in our classroom and it's trying to calculate 9.45 into 10 to the power 3. How can we write it in other terms? We can write 9.45 into 10 to the power 3 as 1000. Okay, so this 1000 has 3 zeros, and so that this decimal point should shift 3 places, 3 numbers backward. Okay, now we find that there is no number to shift 3 numbers backward. Okay, only 2 numbers are there and you have a blank after that. So with the help of 0, you can shift it to 3 parts. Okay, 3 numbers backward. So this will become 9450. Okay. If you don't find a number to shift it 3 decimal places, then you have to add the 0 and shift. No matter what, you can get the help of 0 anytime. Okay. Now we have a computer with a multiplication. Now this is a bit different from what we were learning so far. Now we have a whole number, and this number is multiplied by a decimal number. Now let's see how can we do this. Okay. Now when you have a sum like this, you just write this decimal number without considering the decimal. Okay. Now you write the number 7 as it is and 0.8. Without considering the decimal, you can read it as 8. So you write it as it is and you multiply these two numbers and you get 56. Okay. Now without considering the decimals, we multiply the two numbers and we have the answer in our hands. Now we have to count the decimal places. We have only one decimal place in the whole sum, so it should be depicted in the answer as well. Now this answer 56 we got should also have one decimal point, because in the sum we have one decimal point. So in any number, we know that there is a decimal place after it, and to make this number with one decimal point, we move it just one forward. Okay, this decimal place moves forward by one number. Now we have another number, that is 30 into 10.83. Now, how can we multiply this? Do you think this teacher has given you a difficult sum? No, I don't think so. I think we can handle this also with the same principles. Now we have to write 30 and 10.83 without considering this decimal point. Okay, without considering this decimal point. Now, when we want to write it without considering this decimal point, you can write it as 30 and 1083. Now you multiply this number by 30 and you get 32,490. Now you have 30 times 1083, that is 32,490. Now we have the answer of the two numbers multiplied, and now we have to calculate the number of decimal places. Yes, we have two decimal places in the question, so this answer should also have two decimal places, and usually it has, yes, this decimal place at the end of this number shifts 2 places forward, and we will get the point, and we get the number 324.9. Now, our teacher has come up with another sum in which we have decimal places in both the numbers. Okay, now let's see how to solve this. Now we can write 30.8 and 0.07 without considering the decimal places. So when you write 30.8 without considering the decimal, you will get 308, and when you write this number, you get 7. Okay, now you do the normal multiplication. 308 times 7 is 2156. Now it's time for you to calculate the decimal places. We have 1, 2 and 3 decimal places. So now you have to make this number also with 3 decimal places. Okay, now we are going to do that. 1, we are shifting 1, now 2 and 3. See, now we shifted the decimal point of this number by 3 numbers forward, and it will become 2.156. Okay, now we have a different sum. Now we have and the answer for these two whole numbers, the multiplication of these two whole numbers gives us this answer. Okay, having this answer, we can answer many decimal place values. Now, first we have 1.72 into 26, and then we have 17.2 into 2.6, and the other one is having a lot of decimals. Okay, let's consider it. Now, the first one we will do 1.72 times 2.6. Now, when you write this number without considering the decimals, you can write it as 172 times 26, for which we already know the answer. Now it's just our time to calculate the decimal values and place the decimal in this number. In this answer we already have. Now we'll see it has 1, 2, 3 decimals. So we already have the answers for the whole numbers, and we have to place 3 decimal places forward, and it will become 4.472. Now let's consider this. 172 times 26. Okay, this 17.2 we can write it as 172, and 2.6 without considering the decimal we wrote it as 26. Now we have the answer in our hand. It's just we have to calculate the number of decimals and we have to place it here. It has 2 decimals, so the answer will be 44.72. Now we have the other number, for which when you don't consider these decimal places, you can write it as this, and the answer is already available to us. Now it's the matter of decimal places. We are counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 decimal places in the questions, so that this answer should also have 6 decimal places. We already have 4, and we don't have 2 more decimal places to move it forward, so we will add 2 zeros and it will become 0.004472. Now we have reached the end of the lesson. So all the sums you have learned so far is being here as exercise. Now it's time for you to take your pen and paper and work out these sums, and I'm pretty sure you will be able to answer all these questions because the answer is already in the video and you can check the answers also. And then you also have to do this exercise which is appearing in your national curriculum book. So I have taken these questions from that book. So please pause this video and write down these sums and please work out on these sums. Okay, these are the sums. I hope you will pause it and do all these sums. And once you finish doing these sums, you will have a confidence that you will be able to handle decimals smartly. So in your house, if anyone is struggling to multiply something with decimal, there you go like a pro and you show your colors with multiplication of decimals. I'm pretty sure even the adults will not be able to handle decimals without a calculator. And you will be able to do that with practicing these sums. Thank you very much, and the next video of dividing decimals is also up. Click down the link and enjoy the video. Thanks a lot.